Hey guys, you're with me, Kevin, your scuba professional, and today we're here to review the Mares Ultra 72X air system available from our website. This is one of Mares' super high-end regulators that we've got available, and the first thing I'd like to point out when we look at this really awesome Mares box is that funky bright orange sticker over there which says certified performance at 200 meters and proven technology at 400 meters. So that means that this regulator comes out the box with the ability to dive to 200 meters underwater. So it's a full tech rig setup. Also, it has been proven to work at 400 meters via scientific tests in the Mares lab. So they've pressurized the unit down to those depths and checked its work of breathing. So you can dive this thing super deep. So let's open up the box to see what's going on, because I'm really excited to check this guy out. Just going to pull the regulator out there and see what else is going on inside the box. A whole bunch of interesting things. We'll recycle that box, we'll recycle that as well, we'll hang on to, it's a warranty, we're going to hang on to the warranty. Warranty is always important. An instruction manual, I read this cover to cover a while ago. It's important that you too also read your instruction manual so you fully understand how your rig works. But I'm going to recycle that because I've read it already. So let's have a look at the regulator system over here. So let's start with the first stage and work our way down to the second stage. This is the Mares 72X air system. So it is a full balanced air system. It is a full tech air system as well. So this will work with oxygen, trimix, normal air, nitrox, you name it. You can dive on this. Just to point out, you need to make sure that it is oxygen cleaned before you go dive on any of those Trimax or high percentage of oxygen gases. One of the things I really like is the way they've pre-orientated the ports over here. So you've got 4 low pressure ports on this particular regulator. Every single port has what we call a DFC, a dynamic flow control. So that is just an extra little port or hole which is built into the side of each one of these ports that allows for a constant flow of air. It doesn't create a vortex of air through the hose, so it balances the air as it goes through, which I think is great. And then you've got 2 pre-orientated high pressure ports at the bottom, one for an analog gauge and the other one for a transmitter. Here you got enough as far as your low pressure hoses are concerned, enough for your primary regulator, an octo, you've got a BCD inflator hose as well as an extra hose for your dry suit, which I think is really great. It does have a pearl coated chrome finish, so it's not sandblasted, it's almost like a matte silky finish. So I suppose pearl would work as well because it does look like a pearl. So this will do a lot to protect it from scratching. So this regulator will age really, really well. One of the things I really like is the way they've put those grooves in the back. It just looks really, really funky, and it's quite a square first stage as well there, but I think it looks really, really cool. As far as the DIN fitting on the inside is concerned, one of the things I really like is the new Mares dry seal that they've put on the first stage there. So essentially what that is when this is not connected to a cylinder and pressurized, there's a doorway which closes, which means no water can get into the first stage at all. So it keeps it almost like a hermetically sealed environment, which is really great for a first stage, specifically if you are doing deeper dives. You want to make sure that this is always in pristine working order. Quite often what happens is divers get a droplet of water in the first stage, don't dry it out properly, connect it to their cylinder, open it up, and then that washes the water into the first stage. Once the water gets into the first stage, it sits on the poppet on the inside, and then it overpressurizes into the hose down to the regulator, and that causes it to hiss. We refer to it as interstage pressure creep, and quite often people think it's the regulator which isn't tuned correctly, when in actual fact it's water in the first stage, and if that happens, you have to send it away for a service. But this new technology that Mares have built in with that doorway shutting when it's not under pressure, I think is a really good idea, because that stops any water getting into this type of environment, which is quite cool. So that's the first stage itself. Super high performing, rated to 200 meters underwater and lab tests at 400. So this is great as a full tech setup. Mares have got a hose protector on the side over here, and then the braided hose on the way down here from Mares, but it's a super high quality braided hose that they put together. The second stage over here is the Mares Ultra second stage. It's a really light second stage. If I feel it in my hand, it's made of full polymer, so there's no metal built into this. Is all making it really, really light. The design of it is so that the front purge button is hinged at the bottom, so no matter where you push on this first stage, it's going to purge it. And because it's on the hinge at the bottom, as you push it, you can choose how much of a purge you want to give. If you just want to add a little bit of air to it, you just give it a small little push. If you really need a lot of air because you need to purge a lot of air, a lot of water out the regulator, just give it a full push and the whole faceplate will depress. But that also goes a long way to stop the regulator from free flowing. So the reason you've got all these funky grooves on the inside there is to deflect the water away from the regulator. So if you're swimming face first down really quickly on a descent or face first into a really strong current, there's no chance of this catching on the water and free flowing into your mouth. It's got a really big deflector plate or T-piece at the bottom, so that'll ensure that the bubbles travel quite far away from your face. And it's got Mares' standard comfy bite mouthpiece over there, which is all good. One of the things I really like specifically about this regulator is what they call the twin power setup. So one of the things you'll notice on this rig, although it's a really high-end regulator, it doesn't have that adjustment knob on the side, or that thing I like to call an accelerator, to give you more air or turn it away. What this regulator has is what they call VAD, Vortex Assisted Design, and that's got to do with this little bubble which is on the side over here. That's not just there for cosmetic purposes. What that does is it splits the air as it comes out of the regulator. So as it enters the main chamber, the air spins around and goes into your mouth. What the VAD or Vortex Assisted Design does is meet the air at the top and stops that free flow, so there's no need for a dive pre-dive on this. As far as the adjustment knob, the twin power system, you have VAD and you have a VAD plus. So you can actually choose whether you want the regulator to pneumatically assist you or mechanically assist you. So you can leave it on VAD standard, then it breathes normally. But if you find that you're battling to breathe and you need more air and you want some mechanical or pneumatic assistance, you can hear me do it. Just listen. You hear that click over there? As I click it up, I've got the Vortex Assisted Design Pneumatic Assistance, so that's turning on the twin power, and what that does is that allows to balance the air on each side of the hose, and that allows the air to open and give you lots of air. So it reduces your WAB, your work of breathing is greatly reduced. So if you're using this in full tech setup, you're going to 50 plus meters and you find that the regulator was drawing quite hard, you would click it over to the Vortex Assisted Design plus the pneumatic assistance, and you'd find that it would give you air really, really easily. So it works out that joules of breathing, makes it a lot easier for you to breathe from. So I think this is a really, really clever adjustment that Mares have put on there. So there is the review of the Mares 72X air system with the Ultra second stage over here with the twin power Vortex Assisted Design that they've built in. Designed to work to 200 meters right out the box, tested up to 400 meters. So this is great for any serious diver that's doing lots of diving. Service intervals on these regulators at the moment are every 1 year from the Mares factory, and we always recommend that you send it into the proper agents to be serviced with all original Mares parts. So there's that review. And if you guys are enjoying the product reviews, please feel free to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Just give that little subscribe button a click over there, subscribe to us, and we'll keep you up to date. And we'll do reviews on every single bit of scuba equipment that has ever been released. We're going to find it, and we're going to review it, and we're going to discuss it. If you've got any ideas, just leave some comments below over here, and we're sure to get back to you. Any feedback would be greatly appreciated. If you want to go check out our social streams, go have a look at facebook.com/scuba.co.za. We're sure to keep you up to date with all the interesting things we've got going on. Also got Instagram and Twitter and all the rest. Go give us a search. We're bound to come up. So that's it from me, guys. And I look forward to seeing you really soon in the water.